Good morning, everybody. I've got a song here. This is one of my favorite ways to work. Producer sent me a demo of the track. He also sent me what he has built in the track so far, and he made a fake stereo guitar that he wants through the whole song. So it just makes my job really easy. You know, I have the old demo that I can reference if needed for various textures. He said they're sticking a little close to it, but he changed the chords in some places, and you'll hear that as we work our way through it. I have started on this doubled guitar track. First of all, here's what he sent for this doubled guitar part. It's interesting. You can kind of tell it's not guitar, and so my job is to stick pretty closely to it. This is it, just muted. Whole lot of just, I mean, the entire thing is literally just eighth note downstrokes. That's it. It does not change for quite a while. But it gets to this part where there's like a 1/3, a 4, and a 5, and the way it's muted it's different than I would have thought. Let me try to find it. So those are inverted power chords, right? Normally when I play a power chord, it's... The rest of the band's playing a 1/3, and his part is the 1st and the 3rd. And then that's an inverted power chord. So a power chord only has 2 notes, right? Or what I call a power chord anyway. It's just the root and the 5th. You're not playing a 3rd. You're not determining whether it's major or minor or anything like that. And the root is usually on the bottom. Well, when you put the 5th on the bottom, I call that an inverted power chord. So in the 1/3, his guitars are playing 1st and 3rd, and the progression goes 1/3, push 4, push 5. It's a little tougher having that inverted power chord. It's kind of cool. It doesn't quite sound like and that's heavy, you know, that's heavier. That would be a 4 with the root on the bottom. Instead, we're just playing the 2. We're playing it in 4ths instead of in 5ths. A power chord played in 4ths I just call it an inverted power chord. What's cool about that is that it sets us up for dropping to the low 4 chord in the chorus. So you're giving yourself that little extra gear to shift into when you hit the chorus. So I've got one of these done. I've got the other one about halfway done. So let's hop in on this track. I'm going to go ahead and mute his fake guitars, and I'm just playing the 2nd of the stereo passes that I need to do, making sure I'm panned properly. Okay. And I'm recording over my other track instead of doubling it. There's just 2 bars off at the top of the 2nd verse, and you'll hear from verse 2 out of the song, basically. pitches are straight. My bad. The drums do this weird little push hit in between the chords of this walk down, but the change still happens on the beat. So I'm gonna hop in there. So I played acoustics on this as well, and the hook is acoustic, and I don't know if I'm going to jump on it on electric as well. I'm not sure. This might just be one of those songs that's the muscle is understated. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not playing big, old chords like diamonds, zhlangs, as I call them. I'm not playing those in the chorus because, first of all, that's not what he wanted, but I think it's right to not do so because we're not trying to make this a rock song. This is about an old car and the role that car played in a relationship. I think the toughness needs to be understated. I like the muted thing basically throughout the whole track. But here's the intro. You'll hear the acoustic, and the acoustic's doubling the piano hook here. And there's some really cool stuff happening in the chorus on keys. So my instinct would be to hit some big higher thing and then kind of, maybe on my Strat or my Jazzmaster. That's already taken care of. Check this out. So this is the top of the chorus. You hear that? I'll solo that track. There's some real modulated. I mean, there's a piano and acoustics are playing a pretty big role. Like the acoustics are wide open in the chorus. Let me add them to the solo track. Rest of the track, here comes electrics. This is what I have so far. I think there's some higher delay things that can live in the chorus, but man, that keyboard part is so cool. I don't want to try to compete with it by, using a vibrato. I feel like guitar players sometimes hear something they like and they're like, I want to do that too. And then you get things that are fighting each other, right? Like there isn't really room for two different tracks, especially when one comes from keyboard world that's all stereoed out and, really specific and intentional in what it is. There's not room for a guitar to go in there and like play these higher voicings and, I can do the whammy bar thing too. I mean, that would be wrong for me to do on this track. So I'm gonna grab my 335 here. Yes, my old telly is just leaning on my 335, and yes, I just hit my gold top with my 335. I promise I take care of my guitars. This song's in B flat. In order to get that low 4 chord that you're hearing in the chorus, I have to tune a half step down because E flat is the 4 of B flat. So I tune down and I play like I'm in the key of B. Kind of yanking on my strings a little bit, help them settle. You know, I am going to dial up a delay to use on this track, but the song is, it's at 104. Okay. Yeah, so that's a little fast to have some delay that's ringing out. A dotted eighth is going to feel pretty quick. You got to remember that when you play eighth notes and you have a dotted delay, what the effect of that is that sixteenths come out. So do I need sixteenths in a song at 104? Does that add energy or does that add anxiety, you know, or the wrong kind of energy, basically? So I'm gonna dial this guy. I'm looking at my timeline here, 104. If I do go dotted. See, I think that's fine if I'm not just playing. That's a little quick for the vibe, but maybe just ringing out some chords with that delay on. And what if I use some chorus? Let's see if this gets in the way of that keyboard part. I'm figuring it out as I go, because sometimes it sounds so done, I'm sort of at a loss. Like, what does it need other than what he really wanted, which is the downstroked eighth notes on electric and the, I don't know, Jeff Lynne kind of acoustics, you know. So my signal right now, 335 neck pickup. The first thing I'm hitting is a Boss CE-1, the original chorus pedal, the big old chorus pedal. And then I don't have any boosts or EQs or overdrives on at all. The next thing that is turned on in my signal chain, I have the CE-1 on a little, like I don't think Keeley made it, but it's like one of those little loopers, because its bypass is so horrifically awful. I want it fully out of my signal chain when I'm not using it. Next thing I hit is a timeline, and I have a dotted eighth delay, because I'm playing longer notes and just sort of letting it hit, and then that's going into the old Maris Mercury 7 plate setting. Okay, here we go. Everything drops out for that last diamond. I think I'm just out for the last diamond. One more time. Cool. I think that's awesome. Let's bring everything back in and hit the next chorus. And that's a solo. The keyboard part continues. I'm gonna lay out. I could see the producer muting the first half of this and only using it in the back half of the chorus, where I go from the 4 to the 5 and then catch the walk down. I could see him potentially only using those spots. And then there's a down chorus that I'm not gonna be in, and get back in on the up chorus. do I stay in? We're at the home stretch of the song. That's the outro. I'm gonna see what this sounds like if I catch the walk down and the out the way that I did in the back of the chorus. Not sure I like it. Maybe the first time, but not the second time.